Hey guys, it's Fusion What Ifs here, and today I'm going to be doing what if Asta had the Speed Force, part 2. You guys, seem to like it. I love it, honestly. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Yeah, we're close to 200 subscribers. If you guys could please subscribe down below, because, some of you guys aren't subscribed. Most of you guys aren't subscribed, and yeah, without further ado, play my intro. Okay, now that's done. Let's get straight into the story. So, we start off with Asta eating at the base. While he's eating at the base, a question comes across his mind. What do Magic Knights do? And he says this question out loud. The rest of the Magic Knights start explaining that they do missions and all that. And then Yami says that because he lost a bet to this old man, that they're gonna have to go on a mission, Noah's a bit skeptical about this because she doesn't want to go and do a mission since she has no magical control. But Asta tells her it's going to be fine, and if anything happens, he'll protect her. This makes, Noelle blush a bit. And yeah, they go. Izuku doesn't like flying per se, he just feels more comfortable running. So if you guys don't know what he looks like, he's wearing the picture in the middle with the the Black Bull's cloak on this picture. So yeah, he runs all the way there, and when he gets there, he sees a bunch of fog. He's a bit confused by this, and he grabs his Demon Slayer sword, and he starts to hacks away at the fog very quickly, because this Asta actually thinks faster and better than the normal Asta because of the Speed Force. So yeah, when he gets in, he sees a mage with ice magic about to pierce an old man. With this, Asta runs at high speeds and hits the hits the ice mage, making him fly back. And the ice mage, this was unexpected because Asta's using the Speed Force. He's going very fast, and everyone here is saying like, look, it's the Magic Knights. They all have gained hope. There's still icicles on top of them, but Asta took care of those very quickly because the Speed Force very, very fast. And I'm gonna say he has flash time, but he can only use it for like 10 seconds or 50 seconds at max, because I don't want him to make him too OP yet. He uses flash time for a few seconds. I'm gonna say like 10 seconds, and hacks and destroys them. The only reason he can only use it for 50 seconds is because that's how much stamina he has. So right now he just used 1/5 of his stamina. So yeah, because flash time is very taxing. The only reason why the Flash could use it for a long time, or my hypothesis, is because the Flash, if you guys didn't know, with every step he takes, he generates Speed Force. So he naturally, if he's slightly equal to someone in power or in speed, the next time they fight, he's probably going to be faster, because there he's walked more steps. Like, it doesn't matter if he's using the Speed Force or not, like, as long as he's stepping. So he can be on like a treadmill. If he's on a treadmill a whole day, he'll get an ability faster, and it will be noticeable to him and others. So yeah, if we didn't have that high metabolism thing, or faster metabolism thing, he would be able to run way too fast. Because think about it, if he had normal metabolism with that amount of speed, he would be able to run a lot quicker and a lot faster without actually burning out. So yeah, sorry for the little rant. I'm supposed to get back to what if. He stops it, then before the other mage can do anything, he just defeats all the other mages, and the ice mage asks why you're saving. Asta asks why they're attacking the ice mage. Why they're attacking the villagers, and Ice Mage starts explaining that people with low man are usually on the outer ring, and it's just his job to take care of them. Us gets pissed at this and starts to use the negative speed force. Because negative speed force gives him an amp of power. Think about as controlled rage. He can lose control at times, and also it gives him this type of pressure of stay away. So yeah, that works. At this point, Magna and Noelle have come in. You know, Magna. Magna comes in, he assists Asta, while Noelle, tries to shoot a blast at one of the mages. I'm gonna say, one of them were still awake. So yeah, one of them were still awake, and yeah. So I shoot a shot, she misses, but Ilogo walks up to her and asks if she's gonna protect her or protect them, which helps Noelle unlock a new spell, Sea Dragon's Cradle or Sea Dragon's Dome, whatever it's called. And she protects them, and this was exactly when the Ice Mage was trying to shoot a crystal icicle at it. When it hits the dome, the icicle makes it. It doesn't make it through. The tip goes through, but the rest of it is it kind of got melted in the water, so it's just a tiny piece of ice, the smallest piece you could have. So yeah, at this, Magna and Asta double teamed them, and yeah, they went pretty easily. Asta actually can, Asta saves the old man because he got there a lot earlier than the other canon people, and I'm guessing the died pretty. If they came a few minutes earlier, he probably wouldn't have been able to save the man, but he didn't. So yeah, that's sad. They defeat all of them, and Magnus uses all his energy to make that binding thing, and yeah, it binds them. They wake up. The Ice Mage finds out that they don't have anything, and he commits suicide with the rest of them, and Asta gets pissed by that. It's he's how? If he wants to commit suicide, that's fine. But he didn't even give the others a choice. He just gets very mad as, negative lightning starts to, gets consumed until, Noelle comes in, taps him, hugs him a bit. And, Izuku stops. Because, I'm going to say that, Asa has explained that, whenever there's red lightning that's starting to turn black, they should, come and, try to calm him down before he does something very, very rash. Because, he probably would have, ran around the whole world searching for who the hell they were a part of a team of and, kill him. And then, we skip to a place with someone with a cloak and he says, oh, seems Heath has died. Yeah, that's his name, Heath. And, the guy says, no matter, the plan will still go on. Or something like that. So, yeah. They get back, I'm gonna say they get 2 stars this time, if that's even possible. Don't know why. Just gonna say 2 stars, because not only did they save the grandpa, but they saved the whole village, and there also comes the magic stone, and they gift it to Asta, so Asta now has the magic stone. Has the magic stone now. So now we go to Vanessa, Noelle, and Asta going to the store. Don't remember the reason why. I forgot the reason. Let's just skip to the store. So yeah, they go to the store, and Seke pulls up, he tries to flirt with Noelle and Vanessa, but they ain't having none of this, they're instant rejection. He sees Asta and then my dude, so I can still feel the pain, in his shoulder, if that's why I did it to him. Wait, I'm pretty sure he still got hit with it, so he felt the pain in the shoulder, still hurts. Ooh. And yeah, it still hurts. My dude, that happens. Then be right back. Random cut, guys. Sorry for the random cut. My mom called me to go do some stuff. So yeah. So I think I left off, like, there was this old lady getting robbed. We all know this old lady was, the Wizard King in disguise. So, her purse gets stolen by this mage. And, Asta sees this and uses the Speed Force, Real quickly, he runs and, he brings out his anti-magic sword and, technically, tries to, no, he technically cuts through the magic. The magic disperses, I'm pretty sure it's like, cloud magic or something like that. Disperses, the mage falls, The mage tries to attack Asta, but Asta shoots some lightning at him with his lightning. He gives the purse back, After this, they leave the store, and that the Magic King, de-transforms, and then he says, a sword that can negate magic. Also, he has the ability to shoot lightning, but I don't sense any mana coming from him, so it couldn't be lightning magic, can it? He thinks about this, he thinks, Asta is very interesting, and, yeah, thinks Asta is interesting, and, he decides to put him on a mission to go to the raid in the dungeon. So, Yami tells them the next day, they have a quest, or, a mission. Asta asks if he can go, but and then Yami tells him that he kind of has to go since he was recommended by the Wizard King himself. Asta's a bit confused on the Wizard King know about him, but hey, he's so happy nonetheless. So he goes. Luck and Noel tag along too, and Luck starts to, trigger traps in the dungeon while Asta, using the Speed Force, erases all of them pretty easily. Sorry for the rant. Sorry. That, I didn't cut the video or anything, since that was me being me. I spaced off for a bit. So, yeah. He erases the magic, and, yeah. Luck is pretty excited, and, he finds energy of a strong mage. He tries to go there, but, Asta stops him, saying, "Stop. We should stick together. We're in this together." That's how teammates work, and, Luck says, "Screw that," something like that, and he said he found a strong opponent and he's gonna fight him. And, my dude leaves. Asta can probably stop him, but, he doesn't have the energy like he does, but, he's too lazy to actually stop him. He just wants to let Luck do what he wants to do, because Luck is not weak. My dude's strong. So without lightning magic. So it's pretty nice. I don't get how he has a 3-leaf grimoire. Like, my dude should have a 4-leaf. How much magic and amazing magic sensing he has, and how good he is with his magic. He should have a 4-leaf. Like, honestly, that was a mistake on the author's part. Like, he should have a 4-leaf. But if he did have a 4-leaf, he would have been a lot stronger. So he still has this winning thing because his mom kind of forced it on him. So yeah. They went into this one vine trap. Noel got stuck. Asta wastes no time, uses the Speed Force. He decides to use Flash Time, 10 seconds, cuts all of it. Be right back. Sorry for another random cut. My mom called me again to go do some stuff. And also I'm going to eat soon, so I'm having another random cut, so I'm going to do this very quickly. He tries to find trap before, can even cast his magic. He turns around to see, they're, ready to make a spell. Because he can feel like a type of spike in his magic. But, he stops because, he sees that, he wasn't needed. And, Asta runs all the way up there. He says hi to says hi back. And, Mimosa asks who this is. All formal, like, because, she isn't Mimosa, we know, in anime yet. So, yeah. Asta says that, he's Asta, his rival. And, Claus says, huh? How could rivals become Wizard King? Claus says, huh? How could two peasants become Wizard King? Because, he still has that mentality. And, and then, he says, even more, you're the Black Bulls. And, Asta says, so? Like, did he know that I got picked, like, everyone. And then Klaus is shocked by this, like, everyone. Like, yeah, kind of like us. And, like, and, he says, then why do you pick the black bowls? He's like, I thought I'd take the hard way up to the Wizard King, you know? Klaus doesn't really know why, because, my dude is Klaus. He didn't really have to train for anything. Because, he's a noble. All snobby, like. So, yeah. Klaus asked where his third teammate is. He told him that his third teammate was, dealing with a threat while they searched the rest of the dungeon. Nino and Asta decide to make a race to see who can find the dungeon first. So Asta grabs Noelle, carrying her, and he tells bye to says bye to while using some wind magic, and yeah, they leave. Now we go to Luck's point of view. Luck right now is battling, or finished battling a bunch of troops, and he meets the last guy, which is someone with fog magic. Now this guy with fog magic decides, he's gonna run away, but that's all act. So when Luck tries to attack him, uses fog magic, kind of disappear and leave. And Luck's confused by this, and Luck lands. He tries to go for another attack because he senses that the guy lands, but the guy decides to use some binding magic, and he told no, Luck asked when he did this. He told him that while he was fighting the other mages, and he told Luck that it's good to be a team player. And this is when he pulls off a large magic which would hit Luck. Luck wouldn't hit Luck. Luck would just cut through it. Hit the magic. And yeah. And Asta comes in, asking to help, telling him that he would help. Luck tells him he doesn't want his help. And they go with Fog for another attack while Asta deflects it. Nullifies it when he says when Asta says I wasn't asking. This wasn't a request. This was an order. And then he does it. They start whirring, and then Asta can kind of sense the guy. So when Luck shoots 3 thunderclaps, sound like those small lightning bolts, and yeah, he dodges all of them just to be met with Asta with a streak of yellowish white lightning behind him to hit him with the sword, hitting him, and yeah. Then he gets saved by those troops, and they leave. Asta lets them leave, and then he can sense that Yuno's in danger, because at this point Yuno's in danger. So let's go to Yuno's point of view. Right now is calling across the door that would lead to the treasury, and then out of nowhere magic hits Mimosa. Claus asks how the magic went easily through her magic defense robes, and then he starts to get ready. This is when Mars comes out telling that he would raid the dungeon, and then Asta says no, Yuno says no, and they start to fight. Yuno's putting out immense amount of magic, casting 2 spells at the same time, while who's it called? Mars, yeah, that's what he's called. Mars just blocks it. Klaus is like, wow, Yuno's really been holding back. He's a bit embarrassed, so he starts to pull off some spells. Don't really do damage, and Mars summons this giant sword. Uses one of his strongest attacks to cut the sword in half, but he can't stop the other sword because he's bloody, bruised, and he doesn't have enough time. This is when Asta comes in, a streak of white and yellow lightning behind him, and destroys the sword. He asks how he's doing. Says he's doing good. And this is when Mars starts to do them clones, that jewel clones, I'm pretty sure, or ice clones, whatever magic he has. It's weird. So yeah, starts to do that, and Asta quickly with the speed force, shang destroys all of them, and Mars goes in for that big sword attack, saying that Asta's only a pebble, This is when Asta says, well, I'm a pebble that's gonna be able to break diamonds. This is when, he goes in, one hits Mars. Mars is on the ground. They put him in this magic training jacket. This is when they reach the wall, right? So, they reach the door. Asta decides, Klaus throws a magic at it. He can open it. Then, tells Asta to try because, it might be a magic-based door. Asta activates flash time, cuts the door. And, it looks like he didn't even move at all. And there's lightning all around the door. But, this is just Asta cutting it very fast. Flash time is it has the ability, to really slow down your perception of time to, an almost 0%. So, yeah, he does this. They enter Trader Joe's and see a lot of treasure. And, yeah. Still finds the scroll with the glyphs, it disappears, but it goes into his grimoire, which is cool. And, yeah. At this point, Mars gets up, and, Klaus asks how he heals so fast, but, we see that, Mars is using flame magic. Klaus, then says that, he shouldn't be able to have two magic since, he's defying the rules. Don't really say nothing. He goes for another attack. This attack hits Asta because Asta, he still didn't really notice. And this all happened in a matter of 2 seconds. So Asta didn't really notice. And it hit him. He went through a wall. This is where he finds the Demon Dweller sword. Noel still gets hit. But when Noel gets hit, my dude becomes extremely pissed. Then Nero lands on the sword, and then Nero kind of hints at the sword, saying that it's his. Asta picks up the sword, and then he asks Noelle if she's okay. Noelle says that she's fine, and that he should win this. He does, he bores, he slashes with the sword, which causes water-based slash. Then Asta figures out, he can borrow power with the sword. But, he's not going to train with this until a bit later. But, my dude, because I didn't say it yet, he's also very pissed, that red lightning starting to circle around him. And then, blitz. That's all you can see. This time, before, he's completely down, sword goes aiming at Claws. This is when, Yuno's glyph activate, blowing this Symphy wakes up, blowing a massive gust of wind, which completely destroys the whole thing. And, the magic, evaporated because, of how powerful the Symphy... I guess call her a simp. Shit. Symphy is. So, yeah. Pretty much it. They get out there, they go to women's with the Wizard King. Wizard King finds, Yuno's grimoire intriguing, there's some weird glyphs. Asta tells the Wizard King to look at his book, because, there's also some weird glyphs, too. The Wizard King finds out that, this dude has anti-magic, he brings out his Demon Dweller sword. The Wizard King tries to, hold it, but tries to struck with magic, and then he said, "Oh, so the reason why you can hold the sword is because you don't have magic." And Asta says yeah, because the sword contains magic. The person who holds the sword has the ability to control anti-magic. Everyone's a bit surprised because the Wizard King asks, "Then what's that lightning power?" Then Claude's yeah, what is that? Because it's not related to his grimoire. He doesn't need to use grimoire to use it. Asta then explains that he has this kind of secondary ability, which gives him the power to move at lightning speeds. You can see by the lightning trail behind him. He also has the ability to shoot lightning, and a few more abilities, which he wants to keep a secret. The Wizard King, allows this because he's the Wizard King, and he tells them it's gonna be time for the magic medal awarding ceremony, and yeah, that's where we're gonna end it off, guys. This video wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. I'm ending it quickly because I wanna read some manga, and I also wanna make sure the video isn't too long, so that when I'm actually bringing or exporting it doesn't take hella long. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe down below. Please, a road to 200. My goal is to get 200 before. No, my goal is to get 500 before New Year's Eve. But my goal is to get 200 before October 20th. So if you guys could please. And yeah, without further. And that's pretty much it. See you guys later. And like always, peace out.